iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is Coogan Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Meadowhall Shopping Centre here in Sheffield. With me, I've got EDDIE HEARN, who has decided to sit in this chair. Why have you decided to sit in this chair, Eddie?
I'd like to make it clear to everyone, I did not want to sit in this chair. I look like a penis, and Coogan made me sit in this chair. I'd like to clear that up first.
Yeah, okay. No, listen, you stay in there, King Edward. KELL BROOK.
Potato, King Edward potatoes.
King Edward Potato. KELL BROOK, the best shape you've seen him in?
Incredible. I was just looking at my phone there, looking at previous weigh-ins that he's had, going back to the Lovemore and Do fight, the Rafael Djakovic fight, the Hatton fight, and the Carson Jones fight, and the difference is incredible. I went to see him at his hotel this morning. He's drinking, he's eating, he's happy, he's smiling. You know, he's a pound under the limit. His nutritionist tells me he could make 10 stone dead. So Khan wouldn't even have to step up to fight him. But just incredible. Can't wait now. He's done all the hard work. Now he's just got to go in there and do his thing.
From the last camp, obviously, there was a lot of publicised problems from yourself and KELL about the camp. This time, obviously, you can't say any excuses because Dominic said the training's gone brilliantly, everything's gone brilliantly. So if he loses, it's all down to him, really.
Yeah, it is. I mean, listen, you can put everything in place, but if the fighter himself doesn't want to make the changes, then you're wasting your time. We had to sit down with KELL and his dad and say, look, do you want this? Do you want to be the best? And the answer was yes. And he's worked so hard with all the guys, Dave Hembrough, and Dave from S1 Supplements, just working him constantly, but staying with him, keeping tight as a team. But what KELL has done, he's embraced the science. He's really enjoyed it. He's learned about the training, he's learned about the food, and he's enjoyed doing it. He's felt great. He's been able to push himself to the limits every day in training. And now, like I say, he can walk in, probably the Carson Jones fight, even the Matthew Hatton fight, he probably walked to the ring looking confident, but in the back of his mind, he knew that he hadn't quite done everything 100%. Now he has, so he can go in the ring, stay switched on, and just enjoy himself.
I read somewhere that KELL would actually said that he would actually quit boxing if he lost his fight. Is that been taken out of context, or was that actually said?
I think what he means by that is he means that he's taking himself to such a new level where he feels so good that if he can't, progress here and win this fight to fight for a world title, then maybe he's doing something wrong. But again, I'm not saying that just because you're in great shape means you're going to be a great fighter and you're going to fight well, but when you've got the skills and the foundation of KELL BROOK, everything down from speed, reflexes, power, heart, chin, and then you combine that with an unbelievable preparation, it can only lead to one thing, and that's just complete success, and probably, I think, potentially one of the greatest fighters Britain's ever had.
If KELL comes through this test tomorrow night, can we hopeful that a fight with Bailey or Alexander, whoever wins that fight, can be made for the early part of next year? Yeah,
well, we'll be a mandatory challenger. We'll have no choice unless we want to give that position up, which we don't want to do because we've worked so hard to get in that position. So Bailey against Alexander's on the same night. We'll make immediate calls and try and make that happen in the early part of next year. The people of Sheffield have been so good and such an integral part of this journey. We want to bring that fight here, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that fight's here. We've got the backing of Sky Sports, we've got the backing of people, not just the people of Sheffield, but the people of Britain who have got behind KELL BROOK. And we'll do everything we can to bring that world title fight to Sheffield. It's important that we get it in here. If we don't, then we've got to go over there and we've got to go and beat whoever it is, probably Devon Alexander. But in an ideal world, we want to have the world title fight here, and I think we can deliver it.
If the opportunity of a Khan fight come up in the meantime between now and that fight was made, would you take that ahead of that?
It's difficult. Listen, we want to be champion of the world. KELL wants to be champion of the world. There's probably one fight that would change that, and that's the Amir Khan fight. I think if that fight came up, I'm not sure KELL could turn that down. He wants that fight so bad. Again, a lot depends on the Devon Alexander or Randall Bailey. I'm not ruling him out of it, but if we can get that fight in the UK, for me, that would take precedence over the Amir Khan fight because we'd like to fight Khan as a world champion. We'd have a lot more to say in the negotiations for that fight and so forth. But boxing's a funny business. You never know what's going to happen. But for us, the ultimate aim is to become world champion, and we want to try and make that in Sheffield. If the Khan fight comes up in the early part of next year, and Randall Bailey or Alexander don't want the fight till March, April, May, as a possibility that could happen. It's a huge fight. you can't really turn down that kind of fight because the public want it so bad. So we have to wait and see what happens. But you know, ultimate concentration for Saturday night, because if you blow it here, it's all over.
All right. Well, listen, I'm sure we'll have a chat after the show tomorrow night. So, what are you going to be doing between now and the arena tomorrow? Going to the arena?
I'm going to go back. I'm going to try and have a workout and a steam, because I'm getting a bit chubby these days. Driving up and down the A1 and M1, just eating Maltesers and M&Ms with you, mainly. Chill out. Rules meeting later on. Speak to the officials, the IBF. Make sure everyone's settled in okay. And then bit of dinner and maybe a few beers with yourself, Coog. What do you reckon?
I'm on it. But was that a bribe?
Yeah. Well, yeah. People say I've got to bribe you with first-class train tickets. I haven't. Just Haribos.
Listen, what Eddie's talking about is someone had started a thread on Eastside Boxing that saying Eddie Hearn had been bribing me by paying for a first-class ticket to Nottingham the other day.
We just sat in first class. It was a standard ticket.
Yeah. If I was to let you bribe me, we'd be probably talking about that little Bentley you have, to be honest.
I'd like to clear that up. iFILM London travel all over the country giving fight fans coverage, from weigh-ins, from press conferences and from the fights. They're an independently funded organisation. Coog and Cassius, for some strange reason, seems to want to invest in this venture, which may end up one day being worth millions of pounds, and therefore he does it all out of his own pocket. So if I can help by buying a train ticket or a hotel ticket every now and again, or a packet of M&Ms or some Haribos, then I will do so, because I think all promoters need to try and get the sport out to as many outlets as possible. And we know the power of the internet. You only got to look at your views that you're getting on iFILM London. It's a powerful source for boxing fans, and it's an integral part to get the news and the stories out to boxing fans. So therefore you've got to be there. People can't expect you to pay non-stop out of your own pocket time and time and time again. So we will help out, and I hope other promoters do the same.
All right. And whoever started that thread is brilliant. I thought it was quite amusing myself. Bribery.
It might mean that all the other promoters will put their hands in their pockets and make sure you're looked after.
Well, listen, whoever does, they do, but you do, so, you know, we'll leave it there. Right, this is Coog and Cassius with King Edward Hearn for cringe, it is cringe, for iFILM London. Thank you very much.